Imagine waking up one morning, and the world is not the same. Not because of some big scary event, but because of something wonderful and strange. This happened on what we now call the Day of Awakening. Everyone, all over the world, from the tiniest baby in a cradle in Kolkata to the oldest grandmother in a village in Kerala, suddenly had a special ability, a superpower. It wasn't loud, it wasn't flashy, it just was. A quiet hum of change that settled over humanity, forever altering the course of our lives. No one knew how or why it happened. One moment, we were just people. The next, we were something more. My name is Arav, and I was 10 years old on that day. My power is that I can talk to plants. It sounds small, doesn't it? Especially when my best friend Zara discovered she could teleport short distances, zipping from one end of the classroom to the other in the blink of an eye. My dadi, my grandmother, found she could make her famous chai brew itself just by thinking about it. At first it was confusing, a bit scary even. The world felt like a storybook that had suddenly come to life, and we were all characters trying to figure out our new roles in this grand unfolding narrative. The initial days were pure chaos, but a happy kind of chaos. Like the first day of the Holi festival, when colors fly everywhere, and no one is quite sure what's happening, but everyone is laughing. Neighbors would accidentally float a few inches off the ground while fetching the morning milk. School, as you can imagine, changed completely. Our old brick building was still there, but what happened inside was entirely new. The morning assembly was a sight to behold. A student with a voice that could project without a microphone would lead the prayers. Another, an elemental with control over air, would create a gentle cooling breeze on hot summer days. The principal, a wise old man whose power was to calm any situation, would address the sea of superpowered children with a serene smile. Fights were rare under his peaceful influence. School was no longer just about reading, writing, and arithmetic. Our curriculum had to adapt. We now had a new subject called Ability Management, or AM class. At home, life was a beautiful, chaotic mix of tradition and superpower. The morning rush to get ready for school and work was certainly more efficient. My father, who had the ability of minor duplication, could make an extra tiffin box when he realized he had forgotten to pack one for me. My mother, the empath, would sense the family's mood. If she felt a wave of stress from my father worrying about a big meeting, she would make his favorite adrak elaichi chai without him even asking. Her power was the emotional glue that held our family together, a silent force of love and understanding. Family chores were divided based on our Sahaj Shaktis. My job was to tend to our small balcony garden. For all the wonder and excitement, there was a flip side. Not every power felt like a gift. Some felt like a burden, a constant weight on the shoulders of the person who had it. Take my classmate Samir. His power was super hearing. While it sounded cool, it was a nightmare for him. He could hear everything, all at once. The whispers from 3 classrooms away. The arrival of superpowers didn't magically solve all the world's problems. In fact, it created a whole new set of them. While most people used their abilities for good or for simple daily convenience, some were tempted to use them for selfish or harmful reasons. A person who could turn invisible could easily become a thief. Someone with the power of persuasion could trick people into giving them their money. Police forces around the world had to adapt quickly, recruiting people with powers of their own to create special divisions to handle superpowered crime. It was a new and dangerous game of cat and mouse. The most amazing thing about our new world wasn't the powers themselves, but how we learned to use them together. When we combined our strengths, we could achieve things that were impossible for any single person to do alone. We saw this happen in big ways and small. After a heavy monsoon flood hit a coastal village, a rescue effort was launched that looked like something out of a comic book. People who could fly airlifted stranded families to safety. Those with super strength cleared heavy debris. Empaths located survivors who were trapped and scared. In a world full of people who could fly or lift trucks, it was easy to forget the quiet heroes. It was easy to think that only the big flashy powers mattered. But over time, we learned that true heroism wasn't about having the strongest or most spectacular ability. It was about using whatever ability you had with kindness and courage. In the end, the Great Awakening taught us the most important lesson of all. Beneath the dazzling surface of superpowers, we were all still just people. We still felt joy and sadness, hope and fear. We still needed friendship and love. We still worried about our families and dreamed of a better future. The powers didn't change our fundamental humanity. They just gave us a new way to express it. Our powers became a mirror, reflecting our true selves. A person who was kind before the awakening used their power to help others. The abilities didn't make us good or bad. They simply amplified what was already in our hearts. The greatest power we discovered was not the ability to fly or to move mountains. It was the power of empathy, the power of teamwork, and the power of acceptance. It was the simple, profound understanding that we are all in this together. And that, more than any superpower, is what truly makes us wonderful.